Hey, how's everybody doing? Thanks again for tuning in. And I know a lot of you have not seen me for about a month. So a little bit of change to the show. Also, a little change here with the beard, letting that grow out. But as you can see, a little bit of the decor behind me is a little bit different. The color of the show is a little bit different. The name of the show is a little bit different. So I've been thinking about exactly what I'm going to be doing. And, I'm not, my fandom for soccer just is kind of it's across the pond. It's down in South Florida. A lot of you that tune in, that I'm originally from South Florida. I've supported uh, Inter Miami. I still do. I also support uh, Manchester United. I've been a Manchester United fan for over 20 years. So, but moving here, I'm just outside of Savannah. I was looking to, connect with something local, something more, um, yeah, just something more. I've been looking for something more. I'm just kind of letting you know how I feel, and just trying to find a local, good, community, talented team, pro team that I'm close to. I want to be able to go to games. I want to be able to support them. Even, and I've been to the city before. I've been to Charleston, and kind of where I'm at right now, where I live for the foreseeable future. I'm only about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes with bad traffic from Charleston and from Patriots Point. So I made the decision in the past month before the USL season starting that I was going to support a local team and dive right in and put a show on talking about the team, the city, the supporters, the front office, the players, and really support a local USL soccer team. And being where I live, the real obvious choice for me is the Charleston Battery. They've been around for a long time. They, like as you can see there, they've been around since the '90s, and really, I've kind of dove into who they are, their history. They're four-time league champs, not always with a USL, but in other divisions and other leagues that they've been in. And I could actually go see the games. I It's not too far of a drive for me. I could do it on a Saturday afternoon and drive up for an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes to Charleston, see the game, and then come back home. So I'm really going to start investing my time into finding out everything. So hence, uh, because I will be covering the Charleston Battery, the name of the show now is the Double Cannon Soccer Show. So again, I'm open to if you support any other USL team and they're going to be playing the Charleston Battery, this is a free invite to anybody. Get in touch with me, leave a comment, and I'll get you on a show. Same thing. I want to open it up to the team. If there's anybody from the front office to the coaching staff to players to other supporters that want to come on the show and talk about how fun it is to be a fan of the Charleston Battery, I'm hoping that I'll be welcomed in and I'll ingrain myself into being a Charleston Battery supporter. This is what this show is going to be about. I'm going to go over games. I'm going to go over anything that's happening, any news that I might find. I'm going to try to get on as much as possible. As long as they're having a game or they just had a game, I'm going to try to have come on and have a show and really talk about and promote the Battery. That's what we're here for. So, doing a lot of the stuff that I was, a lot of the research that I was doing, I did watch the game this past weekend against Louisville City FC, and I did spend some time up in Indiana. So I did go see a couple of games from the Indy 11, and even the Indy 11 don't like Louisville City. So I don't know I don't know how many people like Louisville City besides the Louisville City fans. So When I saw that they were playing Louisville City, I remembered right away. It's like, oh yeah, that's the team that even Indy 11 didn't like. So it's interesting. They do have a good team, Louisville City, and but yeah, you know what? I do feel that Charleston Battery had an opportunity to win the game, and I'll tell you what. And talking about opportunities, let me go ahead and find. I had it pulled up here, and actually, I might just bring it up and put it onto the stage. There we go. So the USL, I did look up, and um, the USL did put Juan Torres's goal, which that free kick was insane. It was about like 25, 26 yards away. Just awesome free kick. I don't know. Maybe he was searching for that one bounce right in front of the goalkeeper to go in, um, or he was actually looking for. He was looking for another teammate to hopefully get that ball in. But man, it cleared everybody. It cleared the Battery players. It cleared the defense from Louisville City, and Louisville City's goalkeeper just didn't even know what the heck to do. So, but yeah, actually, it was so good. And this is after my vote. This was earlier today. So what you're seeing here on the screen, if you go to the USL website, they do have a page that you could vote on there. And Benekazar from Orange County, I believe he's up. And actually, I didn't even see his goal. I don't even care. Um, I'm already being a homer. So I voted for Juan Torres, and I should say it like they normally say it, Juan Torres, Juan David Torres from the Battery. I think that goal was amazing. At the time earlier today, it was at 27%. Hopefully that's changed a little bit. I'm not sure, but if you can, you're good to vote. So if you are a Charleston Battery and you're a Juan Torres fan, definitely go on there. I think the results are still, you can still vote until the 13th. I think noon on the 13th. So noon on Thursday, you're good to vote. So definitely, if you are a Battery fan, definitely get in there. Go to the USL soccer site and go ahead and go ahead and vote for Juan Torres. So yeah, so if you can, definitely go do that. I did take a look, and I wanted to look at some of the stats, which was crazy. Even though Louisville City, um, they were able to score. And here's the thing: I think we might have ended up in a draw. I think that, and this is a bigger subject too. I'm seeing so many red cards now. All of a sudden, look, did Rodriguez from the Battery maybe should have gotten a card? Yes, red. I was as surprised as he was when he got the red. I don't think Rodriguez should have gotten the red. Yellow, yes, I get it. He did get a little bit of the ball from my angle that I saw. And yes, the Louisville City FC guy flopped a little bit. I mean, look, there was a little bit of contact, but it wasn't as bad as he was leading on to be. So, I mean, come on. But Rodriguez, that changed the game. Battery went down 10 men, and then Perez from Louisville City FC scored on the 76th minute, and that red card came in the 70th minute. So definitely the red card did hurt the Battery. I was hoping maybe a little bit more of hometown flavor, would have helped out that ref. Not who is it? Abdu. The ref was Abdu Ndeye. I would have figured that maybe Mr. Ndeye would have maybe just brought out the yellow. But look, it looked good, man. First game, going into that game, just looking at some of the stats, the Battery had scored, and I know we're talking now going into last season. They had scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches going into last season, and Louisville City definitely had a little bit more, 10 goals in the last 5. But what was good about it is that Louisville, in their last 6 matches, even at the end of last season, they hadn't had a clean sheet in 6 matches. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. it was going to be there was going to be some scoring, and hopefully, um, and that second goal too by Perez, that was such a long shot too, and it was on the ground. Um, Man, I wanna say that uh, Zamudio should have had that. Maybe he was getting blocked a little bit by some of the defenders from the Battery. I don't know if it was Allen or Smith that was back there. Um, but I don't know. Somebody was blocking him. I don't think he saw the ball clearly, and maybe it just took a skip. I think Samudio, because he was already on that left post. Um, and it just, I mean, literally, it just skipped right by. I mean, I don't even know how the ball even got there, because if you look back into it, I mean, Zamudio is like right there next to the post. So I really don't know how it got past him. I just think maybe the light got in somewhere. I don't know. Somebody was in front of him and he couldn't clearly see, and it was coming a lot faster than what he thought. But I think Zamudio should have stopped that. And I think if you talk to Zamudio, he probably feels that he should have stopped that too. So a little bit about me and some of the Battery people that don't know yet. I played soccer for a long time. I got hurt when I was younger. I played a little bit after high school, semi-pro down in Florida. And, I also coached in high school down in Florida as well. My biggest thing is teaching goalkeepers and defense. And my biggest thing is angles. So when I see stuff like that and goals happen like that, it nothing against any goalkeeper, it just frustrates me. But I know it happens. I know it happens. So I think the red card, it was just downhill from there. The red card and then the goal 6 minutes later, it was just tough. Torres had a hell of a game. He definitely played the best. Malloy was good throughout the game. And then even just looking at the stats, Battery 64%. Possession to 36. Battery had 15 shots on goal to 11. Out of the 15 shots, though, only 3 were on target. So maybe we can clean that up a little bit. Hopefully the Battery can clean that up here against their next opponent, which I think is Rhode Island. But really, it was uneventful in the first half. 4 yellow cards. It was definitely, each team was kind of feeling each other out and see what's going on. There was 2 yellow cards on each side in that first half. And then of course, it picked up, for Louisville City. Serrano scored, after the assist from Goodrum. And then we scored, 10 minutes later, Juan Torres on that free kick. That was awesome. Again, if you haven't gone to vote, definitely go vote. Go ahead and vote for that. And I got a couple of things here that I wanted to keep on showing, just so you guys know kind of what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about the game here against the Battery and Louisville City FC. And, then we got that red card, and 3 minutes later they got a yellow, but then 6 minutes, like I said, Adrian Perez scored. Really was tough after that. It's just, I think it was going for a draw. The Battery had come out in a 4-2-3-1, and Louisville City came out on a 3-4-3. I think in that second half, I think the Battery, after they scored, I thought, look, okay, you know what, this is going to be a draw. But yeah, they got killed after that. And now after this game, in the last, I want to say 20 meetings, the Battery are 4-7-9 against Louisville City. So definitely Louisville City has the Battery's number. They're not going to play again until August 9th, and that's going to be over in Louisville City. So it's quite a bit of ways. Last season, Louisville City had beaten Charleston in Louisville 3-1. And then in April of last season, the Battery had won 3-2. So it's kind of been going a little bit back and forth. But definitely overall, last 20 games, the Battery are 4-7-9. So that's something, to look forward to. Hopefully next time the Battery play in Louisville City, they can go ahead and get a little revenge over this one. So that happened at Patriots Point. At Patriots Point, just really, this is the beginning of the season. Look, I'm not putting too much into this. I think the Battery will get their bearings. They had a good season last season, from what I looked at. They're definitely, I believe, the Battery is a top 3 team in the Eastern Division. And now that I talk about that, so after 1 week, this is kind of where we're sitting at. Loudoun United is won their game. Detroit City and Louisville, and North Carolina, Pittsburgh. They all drew their game. Indy 11 has not played Rhode Island, which I'm going to talk to you about here in a minute. And I'll get into a little bit further into that later on in the week. Tampa Bay Rowdies lost, Birmingham lost, Hartford lost, and Miami FC lost. So, that was the game this past week. I definitely, I'm going to be, looking at more of the Charleston Battery, and hopefully this weekend I'll be there at the game. I'll be able to take some pictures so I can talk about it. Hopefully when I do the show, talking about that game against Rhode Island. So yeah, that's going to be the next match. Let me go ahead and put this up. So yeah, it'll be March 15th. The Battery against Rhode Island FC at 7:30 at Patriots Point. I believe right now it's going to be on ESPN Plus. I believe and that'll be round 2 of the USL Championship season. And I think there might be a couple. I think there's a Spanish also. There's a Spanish channel that I think sometimes carries the game. Also, like this past weekend, the CBS Sports Golazo channel was carrying the Battery Louisville City FC game. So that's something to look forward to. I'm excited to see what happens, and I'll probably have another show here, coming up this week. I want to be able to go ahead and talk about, a little bit more about the squad. I want to be talking about their potential games coming up. So again, I want to say thank you for everybody tuning in. I know if once you see this, you're going to be like, oh, why is he not talking about Man U? Why is he not talking about Inter Miami? I'm always going to like those teams. I'm always going to be supporting those teams. Hell, I even have a Southern Legion member card that I've had from a long time before there was even an Inter Miami. It was just a thought. So you're definitely getting a person that's, I'm well versed in football, soccer. I played it, I coached it, but now, you know what? I just feel that I need to start following something local. My heart's always going to be with Manchester United, and I'll catch some of those games, and I'll catch some Inter Miami games, and it'll be hard for me if the Charleston Battery are playing Inter Miami at some point, whether it's the Lamar Hunt Trophy or anything else. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward to that. Some USL teams being in the Lamar Hunt and also in the Jägermeister Cup. I think that's pretty cool. I just found out about that. So I'm getting well versed in what the USL Championship is doing and League One. So I know there's going to be a Jägermeister Cup between League One and the championship teams. So that's going to be pretty cool to watch and see. I already saw where I think the Charleston Battery, who's in their division or in their group, I should say. And but yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And if you have any questions, you want to come on the show, definitely let me know. This is open to all Charleston Battery fans. You want to be on the show, you want to speak your piece, let me know. Let me know what you want to see. Again, and it's open to anybody. It's open to anybody on the team, coaching staff, the ownership, the players. That'd be awesome if we can get some players. If I can get some players on, to talk about, what happened during the week, what happened to practice, what happened to the lead up to the game, and how did they feel about the previous game and what they're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to meeting fans, meeting the other supporters, meeting supporters groups. Hopefully, I've looked it up. But hopefully, I'll be welcomed with open arms. Maybe I'll be out there supporting in English and en español también. We'll go ahead and do the show bilingual sometimes in my Spanglish. So thanks for tuning in. I'll continue to go ahead and start supporting the Charleston Battery. They are what I consider my local USL team. Been around for a long time. I've known about them for quite a while, and it's just time. It's time to start following a local product in the USL, something that I could go watch. So again, thanks again for tuning in. Watch again. Hopefully later on this week, I'm going to go ahead and talk about their next matchup here against the Rhode Island FC, which Rhode Island is pretty good from the past couple of seasons that I hear and that I kind of saw. So thank you for tuning in to the Double Cannon Soccer Show, all about the Charleston Battery. All right. Talk to you next time.